Thanks for tuning in to Love, Look, and Listen. This is the show where we talk to creative people about the things that they love about what they do and what they're looking at these days and what they're listening to. I'm your host, Brian Ashley Jones, and I have a wonderful guest here with me today. I have Lillie Syracuse. How are you, Lillie?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Brian?
I'm doing good. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me, of course.
Well, it's our pleasure. And I guess first off, I want to ask you about what you love about what you do. It's my theory, my personally held belief that creative people have to really love what they're doing to weather the storm, if you will, of all the ups and downs, financially, emotionally, and otherwise, of what they do. So I would wager that you love what you do.
I do. I do indeed.
What do you love about it?
I think my favorite thing about making music is the opportunity to connect with people. So, of course the music's beautiful. It's fun playing songs and singing in front of audiences and stuff, but it creates this dialect, if you will, with the emotions and energies in the room that I think is priceless. So that's kind of why I do it. It keeps me going. Not to mention it's fun, but yeah.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Solid. So, what are you looking at these days? And by that I mean, we're all involved with a lot of different creative people. You're a music person, but I'm sure that you know people who work in television, you know people that work in film, you know visual painters, you know photographers, you know dancers, you know all these different creative people in your life. My guess is that you would probably draw some inspiration from all of that.
I do, yeah.
So what are you looking at lately? What has turned you on?
I find a lot of intrigue with visual art. So whether it be painting, photography, design in a room, anything that has a great composition and has color and a good scheme to it fascinates me. And I feel like I actually pull from that to create my outfits that I wear and the makeup that I put on. And so the whole aesthetic of who I am as a visual artist, I definitely bring to the table from the people that I have in Nashville around me who are just fascinating. Like, my best friend is a photographer. She's one of the best I've ever worked with, and she has an eye for making things look magical when she captures it. And she just has a way of capturing a fantastic composition and beauty that you wouldn't see otherwise. So just seeing people work like that is always very inspiring, even if it's going to go into making music or putting together a goofy outfit or something. But that's what I'm looking at. What are you looking at?
Well, before we get away from that, feel free to give your friend a plug. Who is this?
That's Jennifer Stalvey. Jennifer Stalvey, I think, is questionably one of the very best photographers I've seen in a while, much less gotten the chance to work with. And she's also a dear friend of mine too, and has helped me as an artist to come out of. I don't really have too much of a shell as a musician, but as an artist in front of the camera, she has taught me a lot about how to sit and stand and do things that are more attractive on camera, and that has taught me a lot about stage presence and presence in a room and when you're talking to people. And it's just I've learned countless lessons from her that go beyond how to look good in a picture. So she's cool.
Absolutely.
She's fun.
And I've seen some of her work, pictures of you, obviously. And it is amazing. The one that I always think of is with the tree and the horses and the guitars hanging from the tree. Is just so creative and so beautiful.
Yeah, we had so much fun with that. That was a crazy shoot. We threw as many instruments as we could find and put them all in the back of my truck or my SUV and trucked up this hill and gathered up on my friend Ruby's horses with carrots. And what else did we bring? Cauliflower and broccoli, and they all just piled in, and we took pictures with these amazing creatures for 6 hours. It was crazy, but It was really fun. Yeah.
So what are you listening to these days? What have you heard lately that excited you?
Oh my gosh. I just picked up oh my gosh, it's gonna fleet me now. I just bought the record today.
You're too young to have a senior moment.
I know, I'm having a senior moment.
we can come back to that.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
Okay. I swear to God, I just picked up a record today that blew my mind. It's a really famous singer. whatever.
Rock?
Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard.
There you go.
Merle Haggard's my favorite artist, favorite singer for sure. I think he's one of the finest voices that has ever happened to country music and popular music. So I've always listened to him, but of course, since we lost him recently, I've been really dosing up on my Merle and learning as much as I can from him. I think he's a huge inspiration. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant songwriter.
Yeah.
And singer.
yes, definitely he is, for sure.
All right, so we know a little bit about your love of music and arts. We know a little bit about what you're looking at, what you're listening to. Well, let me ask you this: what got you in this mess? I mean, where did it all begin?
Oh gosh. Well, I played piano as a little kid. My dad wanted me to be a piano player real bad, so he got me lessons, and I took to it and I really enjoyed it. But it was very structured, and learn how to read music and play for release for your next lesson, kind of deal. So I loved music in a different way as a child. And I loved listening to music, so that meant a lot to me. But as a young adult, I had absolutely no intentions of pursuing music at all, much less as a profession. So what happened was my mom got relocated for a job to Nashville. And, obviously I knew there'd be tons of stuff to do here, and it would be an amazing city to kind of like start my young life in and gain some independence and stuff. But I had no idea that I'd fall into music like I did. I'm glad I did. But anyways, it started with my voice teacher and dear friend and manager, Buzzy. He started teaching me how to sing. I had never really tried that before, and it just kind of started blossoming and going from there. And I found that it was really a true way of expressing myself that I hadn't been able to do yet. So that meant a lot to me. It became precious because I was able to be myself. It felt like for the first time ever as like a 18, 19-year-old. So it was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So I have a different, kind of love and relationship with music than I think a lot of people, because I found it so much later and on accident, it seems. But
So you have a current CD, correct?
I do. I have a little single out. It's called "I Got It In For You." Have you heard it?
I've heard you perform it.
Okay. What's cool? My friend Chris Latham helped me record this, and he let me kind of run wild and bring every instrument that I wanted to onto the session, like steel, saxophone, fiddle, banjo, drums, of course. And a lot of times when you throw all that stuff into one session, the producer's like, whoa, that's going to be way too much. And he was like, I'll make it work. We got some of the best players in town and put them on there. And it sounds pretty groovy. And you can find it on iTunes too. So it's called "I Got It In For You." So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's your website?
LillieSyracuse.com, Lillie, Syracuse, just like the city.com. And you can find it there too. So,
All right. And I assume that people can find tour dates and
Yes.
all that sort of information
Yes.
there as well.
I keep that pretty well updated.
Very cool.
yeah.
Very cool. Well, we really appreciate you being here for our show. It's Love, Look, and Listen. And
Thank you,
of course,
Brian.
we're in partnership with the Southeastern International Film Festival here. And we're doing this web series, and we're so glad that you could be a part of it, and we're hoping that you'll play a song for us as well.
Yeah, I would love to.
Fantastic.
Definitely.
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, this is a little song called "How the Rivers Do." Hope you guys enjoy it. The rivers keep flowing, always knowing where to land, and the rivers keep moving just as fast as they can. Oh, that's how I want my love to go, steady on to you. Well, that's how I want my love to flow, just how the rivers do. And I feel the water rolling, it's pouring over everything, and I hear
Just take